stride in. The majority of the front foot strokes have been hit in relatively the same area. Oh, he'll feel he's missed out there.
I could just hear him between balls talking to Gill, and he was just saying the ball's probably gotten a bit older, softer already. I've hit enough balls to the fence that they're feeling that it's not coming on as well. That was the conversation just before this delivery. But this has been a good comeback over from Garava. Just 2 runs of it, 4 dots. Beg your pardon, 3 dots.
Into the 5th, 56 for none.
Without last, India's gone off to a flyer. Jaiswal has been outstanding in his 100th T20. 42 of 22, Gill's 13 of 8. India have been well ahead.
And Zimbabwe's best bowler got to come on and stem the flow.
That one hits the stumps, ricochets away, and allows for another run. Yeah, Andy, for Zimbabwe to have Eddie Sayu, God blessing, Mazarubani has got to come in and go bang, 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 and just try and stem the flow here. Otherwise, it's one-way ticket.
Bang, bang, bang would be great news for Zimbabwe. Even one of those bangs would be good news for Zimbabwe at the moment. Jaiswal's been outstanding, very aggressive, very confident. Such a good pitch, so hard to restrict top-class players on this pitch. He's been dominant, absolutely dominant. And he's facing Muzarabani, second ball of the over. Shubman Gill, the Indian captain, just cruising along at the moment. And he faced the 8 balls. Jaiswal has faced 24. You might have noticed Jaiswal likes taking that single off the last ball of the over.
Just a bit too close to the body for the cut shot, but he got a single. Oopsie. When mistakes in the field now. It's now more needed for Zimbabwe to lift their heads.
Yep, that's what pressure does. Good piece of bowling from Blessing. Convinced he needed that throw. Jaiswal was cruising in at the bowler's end. The skipper knows it.
Nicely bowled. Just stemming the tide, but you know, the start has been so magnificent that the Indian batsmen can just take their time by working the ball around. .61 is the partnership now. And just look how commanding Jaiswal's been in that. Gill has played well. He's seen that Jaiswal has gone for it, and he's just held back, getting singles, waiting for the bad ball. Such good cricket. You look at partnerships like that.
Blessing Muzarabani has got Gill twice in this series. This is the 4th innings of the series. And Zimbabwe needs a repeat of that right now. absolutely loving it. Indian and Zimbabwean supporters both. Last ball of the power play on its way.
Oh, that's a pearl of a delivery. Just doing enough down the straight. 61 without loss. But a mixture of colour as well in between that white. Fitting in with the umpire.
Pretty in pink.
The wonders normally in one day is South Africa playing. Maybe a pink day. India has been part of a couple of them. Bowling change. Sikandar Raza, captain. He's got a bit of a golden arm. And he comes on as well. 65 wickets in these 90 games. Oopsie.
It'll be interesting to see how Raza operates here. Abhishek Sharma, when he bowled during the Zimbabwean innings, he bowled it slower than the other bowlers, and as Abhinav Mukund pointed out, the slower he bowled, the more turn he got. Scrambling fielding from Faraz Akram. Good start from Raza.
Raza's got 65 wickets. Masrabani 64. Garawa 62. Jonque at the top at 66, and then Chatara at 65. So there's a scramble, and that's bludgeoned away with disdain. Oh, and 50 up. He's 50. What a player. Well done, Jaiswal.
Well, a relaxed-looking Indian team. Watching Jaiswal bat, he's been excellent. He's taken over the mantle from Abhishek Sharma. Abhishek Sharma, who got the chances early when Jaiswal wasn't here while he was celebrating the World Cup victory. Opened the batting and got his chance and really took it with both hands. But Jaiswal now coming to open. Abhishek pushed to 3. And Jaiswal showed his class and confidence.
Yeah, with Kohli and Sharma retired, I tell you what, these two might as well. They're good enough to be the opening pair in T20 cricket for India. Yeah, they've tried one or two. Abhishek Sharma and all that. That's a lovely shot. Man. Once again, showing no mercy whatsoever. 71 without loss. They're not giving up. Zimbabwean supporters, they singing beautiful in the crowd. Despite the carnage going out in the middle, with Jaiswal at the helm of it.
Jaiswal's been outstanding. He's played all around the wicket. He's a good offside player, but he hits it hard through the onside as well. Those shots over the offside. Gill's a good offside player, but Jaiswal's really shone this afternoon. He has been excellent. What I really like about what we've seen this afternoon is it's so dominant. He's stamped his authority over the Zimbabwean bowlers and over this match. He's not just taking the opportunity to get a little nut out. He is bullying the bowling. And it's really a great spectacle. I think those Zimbabwean supporters that are doing such a good job for Zimbabwe are also enjoying watching this guy bat.
Both of them. Good players. As you said, Gill is so soft on the eye. He's just got that elegance about him when he plays those strokes on the offside. .165 has been the opening stand between these two. That was against the West Indies. How woeful have they been at Lord's? Disappointment. Oopsie.
Well, the medium pace of Faraz Akram is not being that expensive, but really what Zimbabwe need are wickets. And it would take a substantial error, I think, from one of these two batters for Akram to pluck a wicket. Last ball of the over, of the 8th over.
Well, he's kept things quiet. 73 without loss. Secunda Raza continues from the city end. And Jaiswal continues where he left off the previous over. Gets another 2 there. He's been absolutely outstanding. He's a good player to watch. And he gets runs in double quick time. That's what you want in this format.
He's had a great start in all formats, hasn't he? Some great results in Test cricket.
Oh, good fielding.
And the crowd got excited for a moment. With a very clear bump ball. Yeah, Jaiswal's been great in all formats. Good all-round player. Looks hungry, doesn't he?
Very hungry. Seems every time they get into the ball, that's a good shot for 4. Well, the fielder's there. Well, nowhere. I think Raza got a bit of a hand to it, and now they're looking at each other.
More frustrations for the captain. Plays with such gusto, does Secunda Raza, and he expects that of everyone else, quite rightly. That's incredible timing from Jaiswal. Raza gets a good hand on that and still runs away quite quickly. Directly behind the bowler, and Raza was expecting the mid-off to get around to that.
Use of the feet once again. Down to long off.
Tell you what, it's an unforgiving game, this, isn't it? 150 Zimbabwe scored in their innings. But it's an excellent pitch. And here the Indians, I think, are feeling more and more comfortable at Harare Sports Club. And it's going to be almost impossible for them to come back from here.
Down the ground. What a shot. Maximum. Wow.
Gill picked up a couple of boundaries in the power play. A little pull against Muzarabani and a slapped cut shot. And here's his 3rd boundary. Beautiful 6. He's just lifted that over wide mid-off. Overpitched by Raza, yes, but all class from Gill. India 87 for no wicket.
Akram, he's been steady with these 2 overs for 12. He's bowled this military medium pace. Wow. And as I said, Gill at his best.
Gill slaps width. He really does. And here he's got width at very medium pace. Beautiful balance. Lovely head position, really leant over the ball, didn't
Down to the deep on the leg side again. Just a single. The halfway stage, and they're creeping onto that 100 and almost going at 10 and over almost. They need to bat at 5.7, and I tell you what, India's not going to do that for the rest of the game. Wickets in hand, they only see one thing: if the opportunity arises to score runs and really put the nail in the coffin, they will do it. That's not the best of deliveries. We'll get them a couple. Wide shown by the umpire. That means 2 runs plus an extra ball. 3 runs because they ran 2, and then 1 for the wide as well.
This is the second 100 partnership between these two batsmen. 165 they had at Fort Lauderdale. They look very comfortable together. Well, they're both class operators, I guess. They are going to look comfortable together.
Slapped away again. Oh, fielder doesn't move. Goes for 4. 100 up. India on top. Well, at this pace, if you're going to bowl that wide, Andy, you're going to be punished.
Yeah, 100%. If you're bowling at that pace, it's got to be wicket to wicket, and at least threatening the stumps. There's the width, and there's the familiar Shubman Gill slap. A long way in front of point.
Christmas come early for Shubman Gill. Then he slaps this one. It's going to be have the beating of Blessing Masrabani once again, and 4 more to Gill, and Zimbabwe are reeling.
Well, it's not quite a replay of the earlier boundaries on the offside. This one's gone between mid-off and extra cover, with just as much class from Shubman.
The second, yeah, with ease they run 2. Insult to injury. Halfway stage now. 106 without loss. India on top.
It's been an absolute assault by India's openers, and they're doing this oh so easily. 47 needed now to win the 4th T20I and secure the series. And absolutely nothing from Zimbabwe. Shoulders dropping.
Yeah, they've got a bit ragged, haven't they? Raz has brought Richard Ingarava back. Quite right. One of the big quicks has got to make something happen here.
That'll go the distance. It's a first 6 for Jaiswal. No matter who's bowling, the ball's just finding its way to or above the boundary.
Yep, something happened all right. A 6 picked up off his hip. Right straight, Jaiswal edging across to off stump, giving himself the angle to get inside the ball. And that is the shorter side. So he's just got his bat underneath the ball and lifted it over backward square leg.
Yeah, it is the shorter part of the boundary for the left-hander. I think Jaiswal is going to go for everything, every ball now. Just throw the kitchen sink at it. Plenty of batting to come. We saw Abhishek Sharma in the reserves. If you like your on this day memories, 13th of July 2002, NatWest final, 325 chased. Iconic image of Saurav Ganguly at the Lord's balcony. It remains highest successful run chase in ODIs at Lord's.
Mohammad Kaif, wasn't it, who batted brilliantly that day?
Yuvraj Singh with him.
Wasn't that the game where Nasser pointed at his back after scoring 100 as well?
Prompted a reaction from the Indian captain. You ever gotten that excited, Andy?
Not at a cricket game. Yeah, Indian skipper whipped his shirt off at the end, didn't he? Whipped it around his head.
Ashley Giles and Ronnie Rani at India in trouble. They were 5 down quickly. Numerous stories of fans and people that turned their TV sets off once Tendulkar was out. Then came Kaif.
I think Ronnie Irani actually dismissed Tendulkar, didn't he, in that match? Can't remember if it was either LBW or stumped, perhaps. Bowled by Giles was Tendulkar. Maybe Ronnie Irani just told me that he just dismissed him.
Ashley Giles remembers every wicket he got. King of Spain. Spain and England in action tomorrow for what is something that most English fans will be looking forward to. Is it coming home? You're part of the English fan contingent these days, residing in London?
Well, they've scored twice, like once in the 90th minute in one of the playoff games, and then in an earlier match to squeeze through in the 95th minute.
Playoff. Look at you, still in your IPL mode. Quarter-final. Right, Ngorava back to the cricket. By their standards, quiet over, still conceded 9. 115 without loss. 38 to get, plenty of time, although Yashasvi Jaiswal, his approach doesn't seem to suggest that there's time.
Net run rate to play for, mate.
You're still in IPL mode. Get over it, Andy. Got a few months off.
Well, this is an interesting field that's been set for Blessing Muzarabani against Jaiswal. He's got only 4 on the offside. It looks like he's going to try and force him to hit into the long boundary, possibly with short balls. Nope. Raza's coming across, back to extra cover. I don't know if he just forgot that Jaiswal was left-handed or changed his tactic.
That's taken off. Clive Madande. Full stretched, high jump.
Is that not one for the over? The umpire hasn't signalled it. Wow, that's really taken off, hasn't it? This is what I'd like to see from Blessing. Really attacking spell if possible. He must try to impose himself on Jaiswal.
He's got a lot of skill, Blessing Muzarabani. I think goes unnoticed at times when all-round bowling effort may not be up to the mark. There's more evidence of his skill, just changing it up. Now the game standards, we're going at over 10s. Muzarabani's going at 8s, even in the game that India posted 234. There's a maiden over from Muzarabani in that. They got those runs in 19.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Look at that. Off-spin, a slower ball. Beautiful piece of deception. And also reading what the batsman's going to do.
Seems like he's got all the skills to bowl on a ground where runs are scored easily. Batter's paradise. He already looks good in red and gold.
I thought you told me to get over talking about the IPL.
Look at him. Tall, fast bowler. He's troubled Ruturaj Gaikwad. He's got Shubman Gill twice in the series. That's 2 IPL captains.
Are you on commission? He's looking good. I like this attacking mode that he's in here against Jaiswal. Come on. Let's see him knock him over. But he stood out, hasn't he? He stood out in this series for the Zimbabweans. He's very easily been their most dangerous looking bowler. Possibly their most economical bowler as well. The Indians have never looked that comfortable against him. In fact, probably his poorest over has been his first over in power play today, when Shubman Gill picked him up off his hip very comfortably for 4 and then slapped him past point, almost like a flat bat cut shot. But he's troubled them. They don't like him, and I think it's that height, that bounce. Even top-class batsmen don't like steep bounce.
Yeah, this is a really good over from him. It's easy to let shoulders drop, and you know the game's reaching an inevitability. He's conceded just 2. Made Jaiswal think, and Jaiswal's really going hell for leather. It stands out 6.14 in comparison to the rest of the bowling attack. It's a really impressive over from Muzarabani. Just 3 singles from it. 12 gone, 118 without loss. It was a quiet over, the last one. Otherwise, it's been the Jaiswal and Gill show. They've quite enjoyed facing Faraz Akram, who's going to bowl out. It's the only change they made. Left out Wellington Mazaghatsa. Thoughts, Andy?
Well, I haven't seen much of Faraz Akram. I think with his type of bowling, you're going to need conditions that are a little more helpful. If he hits the seam, something happens. But he needs really flat conditions. This is quite comfortable batting for the Indians.
I think that's something he has to bring if he is going to be trusted on this side. He has to bowl stump to stump. He's given too much width. Seems very happy, Shubman Gill.
There's that little swivel pull shot, short arm jab against Muzarabani. And that little lift over wide middle for Faraz was beautiful.
Work for the man in the deep, and he does well.
Marumani out at deep backward square leg, quick across the ground, got 2 hands on the ball, pushed it out to the mid-wicket who had come round to support him. Nice piece of fielding.
He has been so good at that today, just finding the gaps. It's been a master class from Yashasvi Jaiswal. His 12th boundary to take him into the 80s.
Yeah, less power this time from Jaiswal, more placement. A little bit of width, not much pace. Third man is up. He finds the gap.
Every time he bowls stump to stump, at least he's asking the batter to do something different. Even a little bit of width like that previous ball. Batters like Jaiswal, it's not going to challenge them. Looks like the series is going to be decided today, but we have one more game tomorrow, remember.
Yes, the ideal would have been Zimbabwean winning today. Just before that 5th international, it would have been nice to have the decider tomorrow, and that's not going to happen. It'll still be a great spectacle, though.
It's been an easy spell for the Indian batters to navigate. Akram bowls out 1-8 without loss. Tendai Chatara replacing Muzarabani.
Ay, ay.
5-match T20I series here. Royal Green, Zimbabwe versus India T20I series 2024, and the curtain comes down on Sunday. Love to end the way they started, the home side. Just a jab in the deep.
I think one of the lessons Zimbabwe can take from this is that when you play on these flat, good batting decks, even though they had a better start today, they only scored 44 in the power play. 44 for no loss. Nice take from Madandi behind the stumps, but 44 for no loss might sound reasonable, but when you're playing against excellent batting sides like India possesses, it's just not enough to put them under sufficient pressure. You've got to keep pushing. You've got to apply more pressure on the Indian bowlers than that.
Any width, and Gill is just not missing out today. Short, wide, hammered.
Yeah, pummeled through the offside, over extra cover. And that width at that pace is going to travel. Yeah, just going back to the Zimbabwean batting power play. They batted nicely enough, but they really needed to push harder than that, given the conditions, the excellent batting conditions that were on offer.
Yeah, I think they were so thrilled with just not losing their way in the power play like they have in previous games, that then when the next challenge came, 44 in the power play and 27 in the next 5. It's just not coming together for them. Ryan Bennett usually just blasts away, and today he had a struggle when the top order gave him a foundation. Raza was good today. He's missed out in the previous games.
Yeah, I think Brian Bennett's coming in at 3, but after power play. That was a difficult little learning experience for him. The field was out. It was a more defensive field. It's much more difficult to just throw your bat at the ball. So I hope that was a really good learning experience where he understands that it's a different type of game and you have to go about it slightly differently.
I wonder from an India point of view, we'll come to that in the next over with you, Andy, and whether you want to make a few changes, give some of the other guys some game time potentially. .135 without loss. One-way traffic that we've seen on the field, and we will see Brian Bennett with ball now. Took the new ball in each of previous games. They're going to take the fielder on. In the end, they've completed 2, and that's back-to-back 50s for Shubman Gill, India's captain on this series. It's a 3rd in T20Is and 2 on the trot. smashed for 6. India now 2 hits away.
Well, we saw Raza hit one in exactly that area in the first innings. And Gill against an off-spinner with no pressure is almost no contest. Great hit with the spin, head down over the ball, and a beautiful free swing of the bat.
Good job, Benny. Good job, boy. Very boy.
Pitching for the strike.
I'm sure he's got the short side to aim at.
There's 2 balls in this over of the off-spin, part-time off-spin of Brian Bennett.
Chastening day for the Zimbabweans today. Tough day. They've been served a couple of tough lessons out there today.
Outstanding! What a cricketer this man is, Yashasvi Jaiswal. Clears the boundary with ridiculous ease.
I was wrong. I thought he was eyeing up the short boundary on the leg side, but he's just lifted that over mid-off instead. He's got width this time. That's why he's hit it offside.
We go into another over, 151 without loss.
Go in. Take your bowler.
Well, 151 without loss. This will be the 4th time that Zimbabwe would lose by 10 wickets. They lost to New Zealand in 2011, 2012, South Africa in 2012, and India 2016. And this will be a 4th. It will be a very disappointing day. I mean, they really got pushed, and it's not been their day at all. This man has been the shining light in this bowling attack, blessing Muzrabani. Pulled away. And now only 1 needed.
Yeah, tough day for the Zimbabweans today. Indians are comfortable. Smiles all round. But a really tough day. Very important that the Zimbabweans, when they debrief, take the lessons from games like today. And with that young batting order of theirs, there's a lot of learning to be done.
Pulled away. Victory for India by 10 wickets. What a knock from Jaiswal. He moves to 93 or 53 balls only. Gill 58. Partnership 156. India victorious by 10 wickets. They've been clinical and they've been absolutely superb here at the Harare Sports Club, and also now winning the series as they sail to a 3-1 lead. Lots to play for tomorrow for Zimbabwe, and that'll be for pride. But India have just today showed how they've outmuscled them. It was like David against Goliath here today at the Harare Sports Club. And very little time to go back to the drawing board, Andy.
Yes, indeed. Very little time. A little rest overnight. And they're going to have to gather themselves overnight and tomorrow morning and come back as strong as possible against a very strong and now confident, very confident young Indian side.
Yeah, what can this sometimes do to a team's morale?
Well, I think they are well led by Raza and the new coach Justin Salmons, and they're going to be okay. You know, sport does always bring about a winner and a loser, and here India are very powerful winners, and they've been excellent today. They were good with the ball, they were solid with the ball, they didn't make early inroads, they didn't panic, they did the basics well and restricted Zimbabwe on a very good pitch to an imminently chaseable total.
Yeah, I just like the way you put it, and you say that Zimbabwe will be okay. I tend to agree with you. I think it's learning curves. They will take this away. They will look at videos. They will go and analyze where did things go wrong, and then just say, look, this Indian team is just superb. There's no doubt about it. They come here with all the stars, and they are a magnificent team. No doubt about it. I mean, learning curve for the Zimbabweans, they're young players that excite you. It's 22, 23-year-olds, and that's exciting.
Well, yes, Madandi and Marumani earlier in the game, they batted well as opening batsmen. And I know we're looking at the Indians now, but just those two young guys in their very early 20s, I thought showed a little bit of class and composure this morning. They could have pushed a little harder. But when you're playing against a class of batsmen like Jaiswal and Shubman Gill, it's a hugely tough ask. And Zimbabwe just weren't able to put any pressure on them at all with ball in hand.
Absolutely. And Jaiswal just showing to the change room. Yeah, and just showing his class today.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see Jaiswal opening the batting and Abhishek Sharma being pushed down to number 3 and not actually getting much of an opportunity since that happened. Jaiswal arriving late to the series, in for the third game, showing what he can do in both the chances that he's got.
Happy change room, happy days for that Indian team. They've been sent here on a mission. Those are the beautiful scenes in Zimbabwe, the 4th international. Look, India wicketless. They were just absolutely outstanding, as we said. Jaiswal was brilliant for his 93 or 53 balls. Gill ably supported. He took the second fiddle role for a time, but when the opportunity arose, he came to the party. Gill was outstanding as well. Well, it's the second time that these two have put on a partnership. Bowling Zimbabwe, Mazrubani stands out head above the others. Chatara, he was a bit expensive, and so was Akram. Raza didn't do any damage, and so did Bennett towards the end. Well, match summary, that Zimbabwe being sent into bat got to 152 for 7. They would have been a bit disappointed. They got that start in the power play of 44 without loss, and they would have wanted to kick on to get to about 170, 180, and then 156. Jaiswal 93, Gill 58. We're off to a break.